self-empowerment. And my topic is turn yourself on. And so often we are taught to turn ourselves off, but that other people, they're on and you're off. They're better, you're less. They can run your life, you can't. They have papers signed that they get to control you and what you do and how you live, and they're making the rules. Oh, really? But have you ever noticed the rule makers don't follow the rules? No, because they're making the rules for you to protect themselves because they're living in fear. Yeah. That means they're infected with the mind virus. The symptoms are fear and envy, guilt, shame, hatred. These are symptoms that you've been infected. Scarcity, fear, stress, anxiety. And it becomes that the more we hear about that, the more we live with it, the more we notice it, that we've been turned off, the more we think, well, that's just the way we are. This is just the way we are. Oh. Because a lie told often enough, discussed enough, written about enough, people begin to think is true and real. Like say, well, no one's ever seen God. Well, you talk to everybody. What's your idea of God? Was it in the John 1 in the Bible says, in the beginning was the Word, where the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Well, obviously for any beginning, there has to be a source of a beginning, because a beginning, a middle, and an end is only something that happens in the material realm. It's a recycling realm. It's a regenerative. It feeds on itself, you might say. Or, in a sense, it's a realm that is operating through the mind. So what you want to do is turn yourself on. That means to turn on who you are, and to turn off what you're not. But what we tend to do is just turn ourselves off, dumb ourselves down, so that we can get along. It's like, so that the family will accept you. Really? Who are they? So that the religion, they'll accept you because the leaders have made the rules and you got to follow the rules, because if you don't follow the rules, we'll shame you. And we'll move you into the outskirts. You'll be eaten by the wolves. Wolves don't hardly ever attack a human. No. That's just to make us afraid of nature. See? Make us fearful. So it's we'll get in cities and we'll all be protected because we have cameras everywhere. We can watch everybody. The bad people, they won't get us. Well, who are the people operating the cameras? Yeah. What is this? And when we turn ourselves off, we turn off our feelings, our bliss. And when you turn yourself on, you move into the bliss state, in the state of witnessing, being who you are. Yeah. So here comes the wind. Breathe it in and keep yourself on. Something good about being a witness. Because when you are an observer and a witness, you're also witnessing how the thoughts that are going through your mind. I was thinking what I might we're going to add to the retreats that I'm doing here at Shasta is exercises in being in the now, being yourself. And one of them is walking in nature, barefooted. Because when you walk in the stones and the rocks barefooted, if you don't pay attention to where you are, you're going to stub your toe. You might have a big old hunky boot on, so you could hit that all you want, and you don't feel anything. And this is kind of like the prophylactic that we put around ourselves to protect ourselves all the time from any feelings, any experience of cold. I remember when the body was in the 40s, I was becoming old. I don't want to go in the water. It's cold. I want to sit here. I don't want to move. I just want to be, I want to eat and all that. And when my first granddaughter came, and then the second one, I realized how much fun they are and how spontaneous and joyful. And go, well, that's really our divine nature, who we are. And I, in my mind, had become old. In my mind, I had turned myself off. In my mind, I was depowering myself by not even being able to experience the vitality of being fully alive in your body and fully experiencing who you really are beyond this thinking and the labels and the words that you use to describe yourself, and the beliefs, and the layers. And you see how many people, or read how many people get so many internet hits on some of the most foolish things. You sense how kind and gentle and loving people have been deluded. And by being the witness, you stay in bliss. You don't go into negative emotions. You have feelings, and those are beautiful and very deep and infinite variety and of divine pleasures of your own self, your God presence who is with you. We talk about this God on the outside all the time, and what the interesting thing about that is that when we even say heaven and hell, these things are all written down by humans. We say, well, they're divinely guided and they did this. You can say all you want, but this is the way it is. And so many of these turn us away and tell us you cannot trust yourself. Well, you can't trust your thoughts. You cannot trust this mind, this false mind, this artificial reptilian brain contraption that's a lie. And all of this information or knowledge that we have accepted and believe who we are, this is depowering us. If you want to turn on your power, you've got to witness and watch where you're losing it and where you feel empowered, and learn to power yourself from within.